Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode number 1751 and double shot number 1645. Now, I have two Marvel trades. First one is the end of an era, the other is the start of a short lived comic book. Alright, first up we have the final trade that collects issues from the second era of Greg Pak. This is Incredible Hulk's Heart of the Monster. This is the last 6 issues of this triple digit numbering. That pretty much hit 630, 635, because after this arc wrapped up, the book hit the restart button on the Jason Aaron. Yep, that's what literally happened after this one. This falls from right after the events of the previous story arc, where basically the Hulk is trying to get back his estranged wife from Tyrus. That's literally what this whole story arc is. Yeah, and that's pretty much your story, this entire story arc. Is this right here. Is the Hulk getting back his wife. Mostly, anyways. Yes. While also fighting other monsters like Bile Beast, Umar, Bing Bang Foom, one of the Wendigos, and a character named Armageddon. Yeah, just an alien from Peter David's run that for some reason Pac decided to bring back. Yeah, of course, Armageddon himself, he's not been seen since 1998, which was probably at the time, the last issue, one of the last issue of the book for was restarted number 1 with the Hulk stuff. Fing Fang Foom. His last appearance was in, Frankencastle 21. Yes, Frankencastle. Umar, I believe this is supposed to be... Oh yeah, this is... If I'm not mistaken, it is... Clea's mother. Who is, Doctor Strange is basically... And of course, Buy a Beast. Yeah, Buy a Beast. So it's like... Oh, let's have the Hulk basically buy a bunch of Hulk villains, like classic Hulk monsters. Also fighting Tyrus himself, which he pops up for issue 633. And I think he pops up pretty much this whole story arc. But in case Tyrus, I think this was his last official appearance to date. Was this very story here. Yes, because I don't think he appeared again after this. Well, he kind of did mostly in Ruins of Ravencroft Sabretooth. Yeah, he pops up here for, I think it's most like, yeah, here just a flashback. And of course, MODOK Head Games. Here it's probably just a cameo. But you could say this was Tyrus' last official appearance, with the exception of a couple cameos. Like, last major thing he did was appear in this story arc. Because it's almost like, he's a very interesting character per se, but it's like, no one wanted to use him for some reason. Don't know why. And this whole thing is about Hulk becoming aggressive. But the unofficial side effect of this storyline is that it sets up the Jason Aaron run. Yeah. Where you have Hulk and Bruce Banner get separated. This kind of helps set that up. And Hulk does reunite with his wife, mostly anyways. But, yeah. But it is a really fun story arc. Don't get me wrong, it is really fun. Seeing the Hulk fight like monsters. I mean, this is just typical standard Hulk. There's a character named Benito. Yeah, he's a Peter David character, actually gets brought back. They get killed off in the storyline. Yes, a Peter David character who had not been seen since 1994 gets brought back here just to die. Yeah. Making his first appearance in 15 years, and then just Pac just kills him off for reasons. Yeah. But the whole monster aspect of this book was really good. Doctor Strange's story is a good supporting character. They also have a character named Sophia. She's here for pretty much the rest of this run. The next time she appears after this arc wraps up was in Doctor Strange Season 1. Yep. That was our very next appearance after this. Which after that, that was it for the character. Yep. Yeah, I really enjoyed this story. It's really fun to read this one. And, well, of course, the artwork in this book is done by Paul Politer. I mean, it's a really good, fun monster story arc, which, yeah, Hulk fighting monsters, nothing new. Love this cover of Red She-Hulk looking so sexy. Because she is. Yep. Yeah. And that's pretty much it for when it comes to Greg Pak's time on, well, on his second era for the Hulk. Not very long run, surprisingly. Only 35 issues. Lasting for about 3 years. Actually, more like a little over 2 years, per se. Because the book was published probably at least twice a month, per se. That's the reason why 35 issues in probably about 2 years. Really fun, a really fun run. Though the thing is, Greg Pak went up, returns to the book for about 5 years. Yes, he will return for Totally Awesome Hulk. Writing Arminius Cho was the Hulk. Yep. But what happened with the Hulk book after this? Got restarted number 1 under Jason Aaron. In a very much forgettable run. A run that's never talked about. Where he fought the Punisher, Kraven the Hunter. Like, and there's some weird ideas with it. Like having the Hulk and Bruce Banner get separated for almost as hard before they finally come together. Which, of course, Nick Spencer kind of unintentionally ripped off this storyline. Though it was only done for one brief story, not the entire run. Yeah, it was a weird run. And it's a run that by Jason Aaron that's not talked about very much. Alright, now we're going to talk about a trade that does feature another Hulk. It's not the Incredible Hulk. No, it's Mesmero. Who, of course, the writer of this book will later write the Hulk in 2018. Al Ewing. This is the first trade that collects the short-lived Contest of Champions. This is Volume 1, Battleworld. Contest of Champions. This version of it is basically the Mesmero Hulk working with, get this, the Collector to do this battle strategy game. Yes, with Paco Medina in the artwork and Thomas Laurent as backup for issue 1. Now, this book does contain the first 6 issues of the series, plus a story from All New Marvel Now .1. Also, I believe this was the book they introduced the redesign for the Collector, where he mostly looks like the Benicio del Toro version from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it's the first 6 issues and this story from R.1, which sets up this very story. Yeah, Mesmer for some reason. Now this technically is Mesmer because this is the beard with the bald head. Yeah. We also have basically Ultraverse of the Century. I think we're going to kept them all, but she's busy. And we also have version of Stick pop up in here too. Yes, Stick. And Elektra's in here, but she's Bullseye. And apparently in her, also, because it's basically kind of like Ultra Realities. And here's a little fun fact for you about this series. Did you know the place where they actually fought is the Battleworld from Secret Wars? Yeah, the very same planet. A planet that's abandoned, by the way. Yeah, the planet is abandoned. Probably because of the events of the finale of Secret Wars. The planet's abandoned so they can do whatever the heck they want to it. That's literally what they do in this book. They use this very planet as the place where they have the Contest of Champions. Yeah, in issue 1 we had the debut of this guy here. Who is this guy? The British Punisher. No, I'm not kidding about that. It's a British Punisher. That's literally what this guy is. He's a British Punisher. And by the way, the person who summons all these people is, get this, also the Punisher, but it's the Jake Lackey version from 2099. Yes, that version. He's a summoner. I'm like, that's interesting. I did not suspect him doing that. Yeah. And then we have Gamora pop up in here. You're thinking, is this Gamora from 616? I don't think so. Let me take a look on here. Oops. Yeah, and also this book brings back Ares, the god of war. Yeah, and Gamora is not from the regular universe. Nope, this is an alternate version. Who? Oh, this is the one who pops up in Guardians. I'm thinking, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the same one who pops up in 616. There technically is no regular version of her. For some reason, they decided to have her from an alternate universe for reasons. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the same one from Guardians. What the heck's doing in this book? Don't know. We also have Iron Man's in here. Nigel, who is basically British Punisher. We also have a woman named Guillotine, who actually does return after this book conclusion. Oh yeah, she actually does come back, which is quite interesting, the fact that she does come back after this book concludes. Yeah, she pops up in US Avengers. Yep. Her name is Jess Savage, and she's here for pretty much the whole run. Now the red team is comprised of Ares, the god of war, along with Night Thrasher. Now, this apparently is a resurrected, the original Night Thrasher, who somehow resurrected thanks to. Well, basically, it was. Well. Yeah, so pretty much in a way, Al Ewing probably saw that Civil War 1 basically was not pop people, especially killing off Night Thrasher, so he decided to simply have it where Night Thrasher was pulled from the Stanford disaster before his death. Yeah. Which I thought, that was interesting. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely, they bring him back here. And he's part of the red team. Yes. Stick is, well, Stick from Earth 616. Yep, they have him get resurrected. Yeah, after he's been dead since like issue 190 of Daredevil. Yeah, they decided to kill him off here. And then of course, well, they have him die and then they bring him back. And is he currently still around? No. After this book wraps up, I don't think he pops up ever again after this. I will discuss more about this when I discuss the final trade for the series. When I get my hands on it, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We also book also has a character named White Fox, who is a character created by Al Ewing for this book. Yeah. And she's a character still very much around. This book is practically her debut. And she's still around this very day. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. She, even popped up for an issue of Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool. It was an issue of the Gary Duggan run. She popped there for a quick cameo. Mm-hmm. Yep, and she's still around this very day. Her most recent appearance being a one-shot for Death of Doctor Strange. Yep, still very much around. And she's still from North Korea. And, yeah, this is the same person who Black Cat deal with their own self-titled annual. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mostly pushes Hang Up the Contest of Champions. The Age of Atlas, excuse me. Oh, it's not Jake Lackey. Jake Lackey was second Thor. It was Jake Gallows from 2099. Yeah, for some reason they brought this guy back. I'm like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think bringing the Punisher in here, that was interesting. Good part of Al Ewing to do that. Mm-hmm. And of course, Iron Man leaves as like 2 issues. The Yellow Team, the main bad guys of this series, mostly anyways, led by the Grandmaster. Venom, of course, is Eddie Brock. Joe Fix's Ultra version of the Hulk from a different universe. He's only in just this very book. He doesn't appear anyplace else. Like his issue 5 wraps up, that's it for him. Moon Boy, who's an agent of Hydra. Yes, seriously, haven't spent Hydra stuff. Devil Dynasty Hydra Century, who I believe is one of the Century book. Yeah, from the Age of Century series, this was his very next appearance. Right after that series wrapped up, he popped up in this very book. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like 2 series, and that's it for this character. Yep. And a version of the Hulk who was actually Rick Jones. Yep. Who actually popped up in this very book for like 2 issues. And then we have the Hulk Last Call, which came out fairly recently. And that was the last anybody saw of this version of Rick Jones. This version of Rick Jones first popped up in issue 355 of Incredible Hulk back in 1989. Yep. And of course, they kept in these particular tubes between games. And sometimes basically, yellow team wins, red team wins. It's like this with the whole series. And just a really fun book. I thought this was really good. And mainly the reason why Marvel did this series, was as a tie-in to the mobile video game. Unknown if it's still active or not, I don't know. And here's White Fox for you, making her comic book debut in issue 1 of this book. Yeah, she's actually one of the few characters who make their debut in this very comic book, who's still around this very day. The other, of course, is Guillotine herself. Yep. Yeah, really fun series. And the whole prize is get their hands on this thing right here. That's literally what the prize is for this thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Found this to be a really fun book. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Damn good book. Oh, Heart of the Monster. I give that one a 10 out of 10. Fun. Yep. So yeah, that's it, particular review. Next one's going to be Barto. Okay, next video. Bye.